FUNDA Podcast. Sin corte. La FUNDA Podcast. Sin corte. La FUNDA Podcast.
Bienvenido a mi canal, la Funda Podcast. Ustedes saben que volvimos con otro contenido, pero hoy, señores, hoy vamos a tirar un contenido en inglés. Ya para que la gente mía que solamente sabe en español, ya estén claros. Denle a like, suscríbanse, comenten, denle a la campanita, que estamos activos. So, what I was saying that today's content is gonna be straight English. For my peoples that only know Spanish, just a heads up, it's gonna be an English content today. So, I want to start off with saying that right off rip, say no to damn drugs, man. Say no to drugs. People who are on drugs, we can't, as much as we tell them, stay off it, stop doing that. They might say yes. They might say they want some help, or they're gonna get some help, but not today. It's we're not in their bodies. We don't know what they feel. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe they'll have a moment where they just be like, damn, I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. But, minutes later, hours later, they call on the plug that they need something. They need something to get high. And it's a sad world, you know what I mean? Because I grew up in the era where the way you see addicts now, you never seen it like that before. You never seen it like that before. To the point where it's just becoming an abuse. It's becoming an abuse. Killing these fiends, addicts. Lying to them, telling them that this is that and it's really something else. Whatever. Long story short, we're living in a sad world right now where whoever is doing drugs, you need to be careful what you're putting in yourself. No cap. And I'm saying this, I'm keeping it 100. Like, there's no other way that I can be real. For an example, like, first of all, like, share, subscribe, comment. I always appreciate everybody who's always tapping in. But it's sad because look what's going on over in Philly. Look what's going on in Philly. You see all these addicts, and it's not just only one strip. It's not only one street where you're gonna see all these addicts. Yeah, there's a specific block where you're gonna run into all these addicts, that they look like The Walking Dead. God forgive me, and I don't even mean it that way, but it looks that way. You know what I mean? It's a place where I wouldn't even drive by there with my kids because it's that bad. And I'm not even trying to like put stuff on Philly because this is happening everywhere in the world. You feel me? If you become an addict, that's your problem. Nobody told you to do that. You wanted to try it one day, you thought it was cool, and now you in that situation. But I'm gonna leave you guys a little clip here so you guys can see how bad it is in Philly. And this is only just like a little piece. This is not even like me showing you guys like the real spots where it gets crazy, and like you just get scared of like just walking by there, driving by there. You know what I mean? It's bad to the point that you don't even want to look to the side. You know, because it's just like it's sad, it's scary, and it's just like, why? I'm gonna leave you guys a little clip here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's like this is bad. This is bad. Like even like yeah, even in my hood, like yeah, we have addicts. We have a whole lot of addicts in Massachusetts. You know, it's like I said, I'm not trying to put stuff on Philly, but it's just sad like to see that. Like where is the mayor? Like like why isn't where's the city council? Like why isn't anybody doing something about this? You know what I mean? It's the same thing over in Boston. Where's it at? What do they call it? I don't know. It's a I forgot what they call it. I know exactly how to get there, but I forgot what they call it. But it's like you see a whole bunch of addicts just laying out there in tents, living outside. You know what I mean? Leaving needles everywhere, little packs of little baggies everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, I know that over here, over in Massachusetts, they've been trying to work with that and trying to clean the streets up, but it's like, what can you really do? At the end of the day, these addicts, what they're gonna do, they're gonna go from one spot and they're gonna move to another spot, and they all gonna follow each other. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we're trying to clean it up, but it's like, okay, what we gonna do with the people though? We just gonna let these people die? Because some of these people, they just all they know is drugs. They don't know anything. Some of these people barely eat. Some of these people barely drink water. You know what I mean? The lights went out, but it's alright. It's just hold on. I gotta turn these lights on. You guys give me a second, please. My bad. Alright, so like I was saying, my bad, y'all. This is the second time this happened to me. So yeah, like I was saying, like, subscribe, share, comment. You know, send it to your peoples. Keep showing love. Follow me on my TikTok too, La Funda Podcast, and my Instagram too. Um, it's just sad. Like we just gonna, we're just gonna let these people just die out there. Like look what happened in Boston, a few days ago. A little kid was running in the park with his mom. Little boy fell down, and the spot where he fell down, it just had to be a needle there. And the needle ended up sticking inside the little boy. Imagine that. Imagine what the mother's going through right now. The parents. That's not cool. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they even tried to put like little like stations like for narcs and stuff. So you're basically saying like, okay, we know they're gonna get high, so let's leave a thing of narcs here. So when something happens, we can just put the narc on them. That's not how it works. And some of y'all will probably say ignorant. Some of y'all will be ignorant and be like, yeah, that is how it works. But nah, that's not how it works. Because you're basically letting these people, get high, Don't worry about it. We got some mark here. We'll bring you back to life. You'll be about your day, and you keep getting high. There's like a 1% out of 100 that just be like, all right, I'm done with this. I almost died. I'm going to a program. I'm done with this. Some people don't think about that. Some people don't think about their families. Some people don't think about their kids. Some people don't think about their close ones that care about them. You know what I mean? Because they're so into the drug that they're just like, that's all they know. As much as they try to show love out there, they're not gonna be looked the same. And then you have some family members who try their best to not treat them like they addicts. You know what I mean? They try to show them love, let them know like, yo, I got you. Like, you know, like they even try to tell them like, yo, get off those drugs. Like they don't even, some family members don't even get into that conversation. All they tell them like, yo, I hope you're doing good. You know what I mean? Keep doing good. They try to give them positive vibes. Because, you know, when you sit there and you tell an addict, like, oh, you got to get off these drugs, like, this shit ain't good for you, blah, 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 they going to be like, yeah, I know. And 10 minutes later, when you guys are done with that conversation, he's going down to a block and he's going to go get, you know what I mean, he's going to get high. He or she, no matter what. You know what I mean? Even in other countries, like, you know, sometimes I watch, like, documentaries and I see, like, little kids, 13 years old, 14 years old, smoking crack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not... Yeah, some of these kids don't grow up with their parents, you know what I mean? And even some of these adults that are addicts never grew up with their parents. You know, their parents abandoned them, you know what I mean? They've been living in shelters their whole life. Like, it comes to a point where they have nobody else to reach out to say, I need help. So their help is the drug. To let all that, you know, all those problems that they have, to try to let it go. So, I'm just saying, man, like, you want to smoke your weed, man. We all know, like, weed is weed. It's a damn plant. I don't care what anybody says. Some people might criticize that, like, oh, you over here telling kids that. Nah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is that weed is not something that's gonna, you know, get you to a point where you need something else. Now, if you need something else besides the weed, then you have a problem. You have a problem. I'm gonna repeat that again. You have a problem. So it's like, once again, like, say no to drugs. You know, anything that's happening in Philly with all these addicts, like, somebody has to go out there and do something, because it's just like, you guys saw it. It's bad out there. It's terrible. You know what I mean? Like, outside of businesses and stuff, like, you know, like, how can people that have business on those strips feel comfortable with those addicts out there, those fiends out there? How? They don't feel comfortable. You know? Imagine an A1. It wouldn't even be an A1 restaurant on a strip like that, because they will have no customers. You know? It's just sad, man. It's sad. I would sometimes, you know, we used to own a restaurant, and, you know, unfortunately, it was around a place where there was a whole bunch of addicts, and we had professional people, you know, come to the restaurant, and, you know, and they'd get scared because there was either somebody overdosed, there was either somebody dead, there was either somebody foaming out their mouth, you know what I mean? And they didn't want to come back. They didn't come back in person, but they'll probably order for delivery, you know what I mean? But it's like, say no to drugs, man. Leave that thing alone, man. You want to keep living your life, stay off that. Stay off that. You're not getting nowhere with that besides death. That's what's literally happening. Some of y'all be like, I don't care. You know, I mean, I don't even know if an addict will, you know, see my content, but, you know, it's like, There's addicts that have been addicts for fucking 15 years. And they haven't died. Thank God. But it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to wait for that moment to happen? You're going to wait? Because guess what? You ain't even going to know when that moment happens because you're going to be so high and so out of it that you can easily pass out and your heart just stops. And it's like, you can avoid that. Go to a program. You know? But it's like, once again, some of these people need a push. Some of these people need somebody to be like, do you want help? Do you want to go to a program? Let's go. I'm going to take you. Because a lot of people will say yes. But there's just not a lot of people who would, you know, go out there and do that. Because they just feel like they're wasting their time. Because like I said earlier, some of these addicts just don't care. That's just their life. And that's what they want to do. But, you know, I just wanted to put that out there. You know, I like I said, this happens everywhere in the world. But it's like my eyes right now has been like on Philadelphia. And it's bad. It's bad. It's terrible. Even one of my cousins went out there and, you know, he showed me a clip like, yo, cuz, look at this. This is bad out here. But, yeah, I just want to leave that content here. I appreciate everybody who's always watching. Like, share, subscribe. Send it to your people. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Yeah, we're gonna keep more content. My bad, more content. You guys already know. This is La Funda Podcast Sin Corte. Cha.
La Funda Podcast. Sin corte. La Funda Podcast. Sin corte.